Hello, I'm Stefan Kempter, and today I'm going to introduce the ITIL Process Map, our reference process model for ITIL. What we offer is kind of a translation of the ITIL books into easy-to-read, readily usable process diagrams. And these diagrams have successfully passed an official review, which is why we are entitled to use the licensed product logo. The process maps are for now available in English and German on a number of different platforms, such as Visio, iGraphics or Eris. So you can get the ITIL model, for example, as Visio diagrams or as a complete Eris model. The contents are always the same. Since Visio is a very popular application, I'm going to do today's presentation in Visio. But first I have a couple of slides here to explain the basic principle behind our product. That principle is actually quite simple. We have a collection of process diagrams, neatly arranged in 4 layers of detail in the form of a pyramid. At the top of the pyramid, we have a top-level diagram depicting the ITIL service lifecycle. This is the main entry point into the process model, and from here we can go down to the lower levels of detail by following hyperlinks. And then if we go down to the next level, we will find on detail level 2 a set of 5 diagrams. 1 diagram for each stage of the ITIL service lifecycle. An example for such a stage would be service operation. If we go down further, we'll find on level 3 24 diagrams, 1 for each ITIL main process. And examples for ITIL main processes would be incident, problem or change management. From there, from the main process level, we can go down once more to the level of the sub-processes. Down there, we finally get to see swimlane diagrams with single activities. So down there at the sub-process level, we explain in quite a bit of detail what needs to be done by whom and in what sequence. All in all, there are some 150 diagrams contained in our process model. And now let's switch over to Visio to see how we've implemented this in the form of Visio diagrams. What we have here is the top-level diagram with an overview of the ITIL service lifecycle. We can see familiar top-level ITIL processes like service strategy, service design, transition, operation, and continuous service improvement. And now, if we want to know in more detail what's going on in service operation, we can take a link from here and go down to the next level of detail, where we find a diagram with more details about service operation. I'll zoom in a second, but first let me explain that on these diagrams we always get to see inputs at the left. So here at the left we have the other ITIL processes and the inputs these processes send into service operation. At the right we have the outputs from service operation and where they go to, and in the middle we have processes from service operation like event management, incident and problem management. As you can see, we use 2 types of shapes in these diagrams. The green shapes represent processes, and the orange shapes represent data or information objects. We use the information objects to show the information flows between the processes, and that's a very important principle in our process model, because we want to show you not only what processes are there, but also how the processes cooperate. Here, for example, we can see that the incident management process sends all the incident records to the problem management process, where the problem manager would further analyze the incidents. If, based on the analysis, the problem manager is able to provide workarounds for incidents that happen fairly often, then these workarounds will be fed back into incident management, where of course they will help with resolving future incidents. So this is how the loop is closed between incident and problem management, and this is how we show in these diagrams how things work in ITIL. What's more, if you click on a process shape like this one, and if you then look at the right-hand side of my screen, you can see that in the shape data window, we have a number of attributes attached to the shape. So the process shape here does not only have a name, but it also has a field where you can find a brief description of the process. The same applies to data object shapes. If you click on the incident record shape, you can see that the shape also has a name, incident record, and it also has a brief description here in the shape data fields. It's nice to have such a brief description, but of course a lot more can be said about an incident record. And that's why such shapes are often linked to checklists. Checklists are Word documents. They can be opened with a link, as you might almost expect. If I click on the link, that will open Word, and there you can see the checklist for the incident record. It contains a structure of the data we would typically expect to find in such a record. There are some 100 checklists of this kind in our product. There is another one, for example, for the service level agreement, and because it's a Word document that can be modified, you can use the checklist for the service level agreement as a template or starting point if you need to create such agreements in your organization. Let's now close the checklist and go back to Visio. And then let's go down further, for example, into incident management. Again, we take a link, and that will open a diagram with more details about incident management. As before, we have inputs on the left, outputs on the right, and now in the center we have processes from incident management. Incident management starts with the logging and categorization of incidents. And then we have a couple of processes for resolving the incidents. One, for example, for resolving major incidents. Then there is a process for resolving incidents in first-level support. And if first-level support cannot do anything about an incident, then it will go on to the specialists in second-level support. However an incident is being resolved, all incidents end up down here in the incident closure and evaluation process. Here we would check, for example, if the user is happy, and if everything looks fine, we can formally close the incident. So this diagram contains sort of the major steps of the incident management process. And now from here we can go down once more to the lowest level of detail contained in our product, to the level of the sub-processes. Down here, as you can see, the diagrams look a bit different, because in the bottom part of these diagrams we now have a swim lane with activities. But let's first zoom in on the top area, where first of all at the left we have all the inputs required for this process and where they come from. And then to the right we have the outputs from the process and where they go to. And if we move to the bottom part of the diagram, we get to see a swim lane with activities, and also for the first time we get to see a yellow shape. And the yellow shapes represent roles in our process model. Probably it's almost self-explanatory what the diagram here tries to tell us. It says that first-level support should first carry out an initial analysis, then do a few things in parallel, like checking known errors and workarounds, or searching existing incident and problem records. Then when these activities are complete, a decision needs to be taken. We need to decide whether we can resolve the incident here in first-level support or not. That decision has a number of possible outcomes. Could be that we cannot do anything about the incident here in first-level support, and it must be transferred to second-level support. Or, that's a second possibility, we can actually resolve the underlying root cause for this incident. This would be ideal. If we cannot resolve the root cause, maybe we have a workaround at hand, or, if that's not the case, maybe we have an idea for a new workaround. Then we would document the new workaround and apply it, and so on until the process ends here at the right-hand side with two different end events. So there are two possibilities for this process to end. Firstly, it could be that we manage to resolve the incident, either by resolving the root cause or by applying a workaround. The second possibility would be we couldn't resolve the incident, instead we've passed it on to second-level support. And now, if you want to know how does this go on from here, how is this going on in second-level support, then you would look again into the upper part of the diagram. There you will find the incident record being passed along to the second-level support process. And if you click on the link behind that process, then you are taken right into the subsequent process, where you can see how this goes on in second-level support. And that's what I wanted to present today in this brief introduction. To keep it short, we concentrated on the most important components included in the ITIL Process Map, the process diagrams and the document templates. Our process model also includes a complete array metrics and an Excel repository, kind of a small database that sits underneath the process diagrams. And there is some accompanying documentation, such as an ITIL glossary, an implementation guide, and a collection of key performance indicators. Also, let's not forget that if you purchase a license, you will benefit from what I like to call personal and friendly support. We are small and you will be able to speak to us directly if, for example, you need help with adapting the Visio diagrams. If you would like to learn more about the ITIL Process Map, please visit our website, where you will find additional videos, a lot of product information, and of course also a contact form, in case you want to get in touch with us. And if you are new to ITIL, we also offer a free ITIL Wiki. In the Wiki you will find everything you need to familiarize yourself with ITIL or service management best practice in general. Thanks for watching and take care.